Before we jump into our live Q&A segment, this is why you subscribe to Bears Now, because when the Bears make a move, we'll have a video for you. So if you're wondering when the next signing is going to come, the next trade, obviously when the draft is here, who the Bears are picking, we'll cover it all. Anytime the Bears make a move, we have you covered. So subscribe to the channel. It's youtube.com/BearsNow. Daily and free Bears YouTube videos. Welcome in. I'm your host, Harrison Graham. Appreciate everybody watching today's show. It is mailbag time, so load up those questions by using #Bears or by super chatting in the comments section. We'll start with Devin Storts with a super chat. How much would it cost for the Bears to get OBJ? Well, I was thinking about this the other day. How much would Odell Beckham get on the open market? Because he could miss half the season, maybe even more. I was thinking like 1 year base of $6 to $8 million plus some incentives, something like that, depending on how many games he plays. I think it would have to be some sort of an incentive-laden contract. I don't think it would be over $10 million if he's going to miss half the season. 1 year, $8 million, 5-6 guaranteed with some incentive money. I think something like that could make sense. Sangray Kim with the super chat. I'm a Bustin Fields believer now. He's our savior. Now, I can't tell if you're being sarcastic because you still said Bustin Fields. Are you on board? Are you on the train, Sangray Kim? I got to know. I'm checking the comments. Producer Jack's going to be checking those out. So, hey, I want to hear it. Are you on the Justin Fields train? Lucas Prang with a 5-piece. Appreciate that. While I think getting Fields more weapons is necessary, I do believe scheme goes a long way. People need to realize just how bad Nagy was last year. Scheme goes a long way when you use proper scheme to your players. You can't force a scheme on a team, and I think that's what Nagy did. He just did not know how to maximize players' skill sets, and that's bad coaching, period. I think Luke Getsy will be better at that. I think, even if this talent pool in 2022 isn't excellent, I think coaching alone will make this team better. That's just my belief, and I hope that ends up being the case. Cornelius Pryor, thoughts on Alec Pierce? I love him. I'm on the Alec Pierce train. The Alec Pierce train, it's leaving the station. So if you want to get on board, join me. I'll reach an arm out and I'll grab you. I'll reel you in because I'm all in on Alec Pierce. Pick 48 would be great. 71 would be awesome. Maybe 39's a tick early, but you know what? If the Bears like him, I'm in. He's a big player, physical, good speed, deep ball guy. I think he fits what the Bears want to do. Chicago Mike, say we can't get a first in the draft via trade. Who is the best at our spot? I think our second round throughout history isn't horrible. People like Forte. Yeah, look, the Bears have actually made some good second-round picks. Matt Forte is one of them. We got a trivia question if you're watching live for our next mailbag involving a second-round pick, so stay tuned for that. But, I mean, you think just a couple of years ago, look, Jalen Johnson and Cole Kmet in the second round, that has not been bad. Now, Kmet has been a little inconsistent, but Johnson is a legit starting corner in this league. I think he's got all-pro potential. And Cole Kmet, at worst is, low-end starting tight end caliber. He had 61 catches last year in a garbage offense. So, yeah, you can get good players in the second round, and the Bears have proven that over time. Branson Bell, who's a player the Bears should still sign before the NFL draft? I mean, there's still some guys out there. I would feel a lot better if the Bears added one more quality offensive lineman. Whether it's Eric Fisher at left tackle, whether it's Trey Turner at guard, whether it's, JC Tretter and you want to move Lucas Patrick to guard. You look at this, you need one more guy at least before the draft. I think you get one more guy and then you draft a guy and you've got, 6-7 bodies that compete for 5 starting jobs. I mean, I think that's what it's going to look like. I'm just not convinced Larry Borum's going to start. And if that's the case, then you're 2 starters away from having a starting 5. So you need to add someone. I would like Eric Fisher, move Jenkins to right tackle, and then draft a guard. I think that could be the route they go. Name a player that you think the Bears should still go out and sign in free agency. Eric Fisher is the guy that comes to mind. on the offensive line. I like Trey Turner if you want to go get a guard as well. Quentin Spain is a guy. If you want to go a different position, do you want to go get a Tyrann Mathieu or another receiver as well? Let us know in the comments. Name a player that the Bears should go sign. Welke, John Metchie, and Ross draft 2 wide receivers first 3 picks. I assume you mean Justin Ross out of Clemson. The neck stuff really worries me with him. I don't think the Bears have enough draft capital to be risking picks on him. Now, if they pick him, I mean, he's a pretty big body guy with good speed, but I worry about him. His best year production-wise was his freshman year. That's a little concerning. I don't know if that's because of the injuries or because of a lack of improvement. I like John Metchie, though, even though he's coming off an injury. I'd rather take a guy coming off an ACL than a guy with a history of a neck injury. It's a little risky for me. Sangray Kim, the new Ryan and Matt are so bad that they make Boston look real good, LOL. So you're not on this team's train. So, hey, the negative outlook continues. But, hey, you're keeping it real to yourself. That's all we can ask at the end of the day. Tommy Gunn, could the Bears do Quinn for pick 62 instead of 94? Yeah, so on Monday's video, if you guys missed it, there was a trade idea from Bleacher Report where the Bears trade Robert Quinn to the Chiefs for 3rd-round pick, which is number 94. I said, I would consider it since it's a day 2 pick if the Bears are not, all in on trying to win this year, which I think that's clear. I think they'd like to win this year, but they're not going all in to do it because they're thinking long-term. Look, if you could get 62, I think that's close to a no-brainer. A 2nd-round pick for a 32-year-old pass rusher, that's something to consider. I don't know if you could get that, though, from a team. Make sure you guys subscribe to our main Chat Sports YouTube channel, youtube.com/chatsportstv. We will be live for all 7 rounds of the NFL Draft. You'll see me over there, Tom Downey, of course, our draft expert, Chase Sr., Mitchell Renz from time to time as well. YouTube.com/chatsportstv. If you want the best NFL draft coverage here on YouTube, subscribe and join us from April 28th through the 30th. Joe Chavez, Sangray Kim is Jersey Jerry's burner account. That would be a story. That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. If you don't know who Jersey Jerry is, Google Jersey Jerry Justin Fields, and one of our videos may actually pop up. Matthew Prowl, spelled like Tyrann Mathieu, appreciate the super chat. Is there really still hope the Bears sign JC Tretter? I don't really think so. It seems like Lucas Patrick's their starting center. I just mentioned that as a hypothetical. If you want to add another starting quality offensive lineman, Tretter is that. You plug him in at center. You put Patrick at guard. Your interior could be set. It doesn't seem like the Bears are going to go that direction, but just another name, an option if they want to go in that direction. Another super chat from Thomas Bell. Appreciate all the supers, guys. George Pickens or Alec Pierce? Who are you picking? I think Alec Pierce. I think I like Pierce more than Pickens right now. So I would go him just on the lack of injuries alone compared to Pickens. Now, Pickens' ceiling is probably higher, but I'm on the Pierce train. He's a guy I'm really starting to like. Matthew Prowl again, super chat. So you trust Jenkins to be good? I mean, look, he's got more pedigree, right? Just based on the type of prospect he was. I'm not convinced he'll be good. I'm not convinced Borum will be good. You're hoping one of those guys is good, realistically. Took a guy in the 2nd, guy in the 5th. You hope one's good. It would stink if they both weren't good. It'd be awesome if both were good. If you get one good player and one backup, it's not bad. We'll see. I'm not convinced both those guys will start. I think it's a better chance that neither starts than both starts. But I do think Jenkins will start. We'll see about Larry Borum. Muhammad Tour, would Christian Watson be a good pick at 39 and Abraham Lucas at 48? I wouldn't mind that. I'm not personally, and if you guys disagree, that's fine. I'm not the biggest Christian Watson guy. I worry that he's Darius Hayward-Bay, where he's just this freak athlete who runs fast, but you turn on the tape and he drops a lot of balls and he can't track deep balls that well, even though he gets open a lot on all of them. I mean, there's a couple of clips where he runs like a skinny post. He's got the entire defense beat. They throw the ball. It's not a perfect throw, and he just can't track it. He's like that outfielder when a ball is hit into the outfield. He can't track the ball well. That's problematic for an offense that wants to stretch teams vertically. So doesn't mean I wouldn't draft him. I just think there's some growing that needs to happen there, and you guys know how this goes. Some receivers are going to bust. Hopefully he's not one of them. Abraham Lucas at 48. I wouldn't mind it. I think he's a good player. I'd love it at 71. 48 maybe is a touch early, but I think he could start as a rookie. Who is or what is your favorite TV show of all time? Your number one TV show of all time. If you had to pick one, what is it? I just finished Yellowstone, and that's in my top 5. Now, more seasons to come, but as of now, it's in the mix. I want to hear it from you guys. Favorite TV show of all time. Crazy Catchers, if Jalen Pitre is there at 49, I think you mean 48, or 39, could mean either. Would you take him over a receiver and O-line? I would consider it. I like Jalen Pitre a lot. There's always an exception. And he plays, he's at a position that you still need, which is in the secondary. He's kind of a safety corner hybrid. Yeah, I would consider that. He'd be in that category of players that if he drops and he's there and it's not your biggest need but still a need to take, then yeah, I would consider that. Quinn for Defensive Player of the Year. Do the Bears draft Logan Hall out of Houston or another defensive lineman or focus elsewhere? I like Logan Hall. I think at 48 it's good value. Again, that he kind of is in that mold of not a huge need, but he's so versatile on a defensive line that I'd be intrigued by him. That could depend on what you decide to do with Robert Quinn, which, ironically, this question comes from Quinn Defensive Player of the Year. The Inside Joe, what do you think Cole Kmet's ceiling is player comp? Adam Hogue had a player comp of him a couple weeks ago, his comp out of college, which I think I mentioned this too here on this channel. I'd have to go back and check, is like Kyle Rudolph. And Kyle Rudolph, it was not a special player, but he was a solid starter for like a decade in Minnesota. If you get similar production, which, by the way, Kmet's 61 catches for over 600 yards last year, catch and yards-wise would have been like Rudolph's second or third best season. Now, Rudolph had a 10-touchdown season, a 9-touchdown, a 7, a 6. Like, Kmet's got to find the end zone, but you hope in a better offense he will. So, can he be a slightly more athletic Kyle Rudolph? I think that's kind of a comp for him, but obviously he's got a little bit ways to go to reach that potential. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button here on Bears Now. It's youtube.com/Bears Now, trying to get to 46,000 subscribers before Easter Sunday. So hit that follow button. It would really help us out as we grow this channel.